Sackboy: A Big Adventure has absolutely blown me away. From the gameplay, to the collectibles, to the level design, and yes, Britney Spears. Believe it or not, that's not the only bit of licensed music you'll instantly recognize in this game. Seriously, it is full of so many surprises. Starting with the fact that it's legit amazing.
That's more like it.
So today we're going to review Sackboy: A Big Adventure and share a few more of the surprises in store for you with this title, but not too many. After all, you don't want to spoil everything. Let's get into it. People of the internet, Retro Raconteur here. If we're meeting for the first time, I'm just a dad who loves games and the stories they tell. We post videos every week here on YouTube and also stream over on Twitch. When I put Sackboy: A Big Adventure on my 2020 Christmas list, I'll be honest, it was mainly a game I added so I could have something new for my 6-year-old son and I to play together on our new PS5. He loved Astro's Playroom, which I have a breakdown of here on my channel, but we wanted something we could enjoy together. Well, little did I know that dear old dad here would actually be gifted one of the best platformers I've seen in years. Seriously guys, we're talking Nintendo and Mario level quality here. Now if you've played the old LittleBigPlanet games, you're probably thinking, yeah, okay. Well, I played those too, and to be honest, while they were cute with lots of creativity, I never found the gameplay to be all that fun or innovative really. The controls were clunky, the gameplay was decent, but when most folks think of LittleBigPlanet, they likely think of the many fan-created levels rather than the actual gameplay itself. That goes completely out the window with Sackboy: A Big Adventure, which was released alongside the PS5 back in November. It's also available on PS4, however. But what's so great about it? For starters, this is not just another LittleBigPlanet game with a new title slapped on. This is a 3D platformer developed by Sumo Digital and not Media Molecule, the original creators of the series. True, I appreciate Media Molecule and what they did in terms of customization, co-op, and level creation with the original games, but Sackboy: A Big Adventure is the best game so far in the series, and it's so different. Right away you'll notice how well Sackboy controls, especially compared to the floatiness of the original games. Here, Sackboy's movement is responsive and tight. He can run, jump, punch, grab, roll, and do this little extra floaty jump thing. Basically, it helps him cross larger gaps. The game is divided up into a series of hub worlds, and while it's described as a 3D platformer, there are a number of different ways Sumo switches up the perspective throughout the game with tweaks to level design along the way. It does operate from a fixed perspective, which kind of gives it the feel of something like Super Mario 3D World. 95% of the time, the camera is rock solid. There are a couple of times where the perspective is a little bit off and it makes it hard to judge distance between two platforms, for example, but this is incredibly rare. Sackboy does a phenomenal job with pacing, steadily introducing new mechanics as you go and then finding new ways to alter those mechanics so the gameplay never grows stale. Most of the footage you see here is from the game's earliest levels, but as you get further into the game, you'll find special mechanics or unique items that you'll only use during a specific level, or even a specific section of a level. I'm not going to spoil them all here, but I will tease that you'll be doing a lot more than just running, jumping, and punching, and not in a gimmicky way either. It completely feels natural here in Sackboy, which is made possible by the game's outstanding level design. You'll find plenty of familiar platforming mechanics, but there are definitely some unique twists here as well. Each level has a plethora of different collectibles to find and challenges to complete. There are also hundreds of different costume pieces for your Sack person, some of which are found hidden throughout the levels, and others that you can purchase with gold you collect in-game. You certainly won't be making your own levels or having the wide range of customization that we saw in the LittleBigPlanet games, but you will have a variety of different cosmetics to unlock that will alter the appearance of your Sack person. There are different hairstyles, helmets, glasses, shirts, pants, emotes, facial expressions, and even different fabrics for the Sack person underneath it all. Sackboy strikes that perfect balance of presenting just enough of a challenge to be difficult, but not too frustrating for inexperienced gamers to lose interest. There are also plenty of ways for hardcore gamers to challenge themselves with the game's time trial levels and many hidden collectibles. Although you can play Sackboy solo, the game shines brightest when you play alongside a friend or even a group of friends, as a total of 4 players can team up. Online play certainly is supported here, but my son and I have had an absolute blast giving it the old couch co-op experience. I should also note here that the game does indeed support crossplay between PS4 and PS5. So if you have friends, say, who are on a different system from you, it's nice to know you can still play together. Okay, now let's talk about that music. I did not expect licensed music to be in this game, like, at all, guys. I have no idea. Maybe they announced this beforehand. Maybe this was a well-known thing, but for me, it came as a total surprise when certain hit songs started playing out of nowhere. I gave you one already, but honestly, I don't want to spoil the rest of them. If you really want to know, though, I am going to include the official Spotify playlist in the description below, so you can check that out if you really want to know the songs. What's crazy is it's not just about the music, guys. It's not just kind of playing in the background. The level itself actually reacts to the beat, and there are even moments where it has a direct impact on the gameplay. For example, the timing of the beat could be the exact moment you need to jump to another platform, or when you need to be ready for an enemy to attack. If you can't tell already from the footage here, the graphics and art style are phenomenal. The game's style in particular helps feed into the overall charm with lively worlds filled with obstacles, enemies, and interactive objects that are all pleasing to the eye. Keep in mind this is footage all running on a PS5 at a rock-solid 60 FPS. For a more detailed overview of the game's performance, you should check out Digital Foundry's breakdown of the game, which I've also linked in the description. There are boss fights throughout the game as well, which will usually test your ability to use recently introduced gameplay mechanics or special items you've obtained. I don't read as many video game reviews as I used to, and while I had heard a few rumblings that Sackboy was better than expected, I have to say it has completely exceeded my expectations. The main story can be beaten probably in around 10 hours, but if you're looking for all the collectibles, doing the co-op levels, testing your platforming skills with the time trials, you could easily spend 25 to 30 hours here. So is there anyone I wouldn't recommend Sackboy to? I think that's a more valid question, guys. The only people I could think of are those who maybe don't enjoy platformers and prefer to play alone at all times. If you're a fan of platformers but prefer solo, I do think Sackboy is still worth your while. Just know that you won't be able to experience all the game has to offer by going it only alone. I give Sackboy: A Big Adventure a big thumbs up and recommend it to anyone who enjoys platformers or wants something fun and lighthearted to play with family and friends. Now, if any of you out there have kids, little brothers, little sisters who you want to play this game alongside, I cannot recommend it enough. It has been so incredibly fun to play this alongside my son. We have laughed so many times because the game just sets itself up so well for these hilarious moments where you may fail, but you just have to laugh at yourself because of it. And it also gives you plenty of opportunities to help out the other person, so there's a lot of teamwork involved. And then one of my favorite things is at the end of each level, it'll show you who got the high score for that level, and you're presented with a trophy. But if the other character runs up and hits you, they can actually take the trophy from you. Of course, my 6-year-old just cackles maniacally when he does this. He loves it. Honestly, he's played and enjoyed a lot of games so far the past couple of years, especially throughout the pandemic. He really enjoyed Animal Crossing. He really enjoyed Super Mario Odyssey. I would certainly put this one right up there with those three. That's how much we've enjoyed it together. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like, and if you want to stick around and be part of the community here, then consider subscribing to the channel where we post videos every week. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.